If you want to get more listings this year as a real estate agent, the first thing you got to understand is that you should be going mobile, meaning you should have a website and landing pages that are optimized for mobile. Why is that? Well, over 80% of users are actually on their phone. So if you don't have a website that is looking good and the UI or UX, so user experience or user interface, is not optimized, then it doesn't matter if it looks good on desktop because it's only 20% of the users that will see that version of your website, right? And also recently, Google has rolled out mobile first indexing, which means that if you don't have an optimized website on mobile, it will actually affect your SEO ranking, right? So on Google, you won't rank as high as if you have a mobile and a desktop optimized version of your website. Don't get me wrong, having a mobile friendly website or landing pages can be an investment, but it will pay off in the long run because mobile phones are not about to disappear. If there's one thing about mobile phones and cell phones, there's just going to be more and more of them. So rather just hop on the train right now to not miss it. The second thing you need to do if you want to have more listings this year as a real estate agent is to have your brand be built around your target demographic and target marketplace. Meaning if you are targeting creative millennials who for them social media branding and appearance is important for them, then you should have everything that you do online, on social media, on your website, and even how you present yourself be indicative of that. And so that way they can relate to that and they can feel as though you are one of them. So if your website is like, have been done in 2005 and you didn't renew it or whatever, or redesigned it now or recently, then they're gonna notice that. If they are like an actual millennial looking to sell or buy, they probably won't want to work with you. Why? Because in their mind, they're saying, well, they're not even keeping up to the trends on social media and just the trends in general. What makes me think that they understand my reality, what I'm looking to achieve? We're not in the same world. So you need to have everything looking sleek, simple, modern, so that it can attract the kind of client that you want to attract. Now, if you're looking to attract, dinosaurs, then you can probably have a website be built in 2005 and get away with it. But honestly, I would just invest in your image through your website and your social media as well, so that everything is consistent and congruent and just projects the image that you want to project. The third thing you got to do if you want to get more listings this year as a real estate agent is to upgrade your photography. So if you are taking your pictures of your listings with your phone, I know that you can get away with it, don't get me wrong, but the thing is people actually notice that and they know it's not the same thing as if you actually hire a professional. So honestly, I wouldn't go cheap on that because this is what sells. The property will basically sell itself if it's obviously priced at the right price and for what it's worth. But the pictures basically does it all. Who reads the description? You will read the description of the listing once you've seen the images, right? People want to buy with emotion. People are buying with their eyes. Same thing when you go to a restaurant. When you read the menu, I can't believe restaurants all do that. Most of them don't even have images on their menu, which I think is insane. I don't understand why they don't just put pictures, because this is what sells. So you need to invest in professional photography. If you already have someone that takes your pictures for you, ask yourself, can I have someone that is better than that current company or current person? Because yes, taking professional pictures compared to an iPhone will be better, but you can have two professional pictures and one with great lighting, great angle, and great exposure can make the total difference between having a bunch of visits, a bunch of phone calls, and by the way, all these phone calls are leads because they're looking to buy, or a few of them here and there. The fourth strategy you need to be using right now to get more listings this year as a realtor is to go for video, meaning you should start recording some videos, not just for you to attract more clients, but also to get more listings, right? And to sell your listings as well. So what I mean by this is instead of just recording a standard video tour that everybody does, or the real estate agents that actually are utilizing video are just recording a standard video, what you could do is add life to that video. What I mean by this is instead of just having a walkthrough of the home home through video, you could have everything lit up, right? Or everything prepared on the table, like Thanksgiving dinner or something, like already laid out with all the food. And you can have like actually actors or people who you know act in that house just as if they were living in it. That way they can have a feel for the lifestyle. What does it look like, right? It's almost like you're selling the property through actors and through like social media influencers, but they're just like random actors basically. So if you see social media influencers, what they do is they share their lifestyle, right? They share their stories on a daily basis, and you see them, you know, in their property, in their house, or traveling the world, whatever. And this is what is selling you, because you see that person living like this in that lifestyle. So if you can utilize video plus actors and showing the lifestyle and tying them together, like, hey, look, potential buyer, if you buy that property, this is going to be your lifestyle, right? You're going to upgrade your lifestyle, your standards, everything is going to be better in that property, if that makes sense. So instead of just like walking through the home, or like they need to imagine in their mind what it could be like, now you're actually showing them what it will be like. The fifth strategy I'll tell you to get more listings right now is to use the social in social media. Just posting your listings and your solds and bought and updates about the market won't cut it anymore. Think about it like a conversation. If you are just talking about yourself to that other person like all the time, which is pretty much the same thing as posting about your accomplishments like on social media, then they don't really see the value and it's not really engaging, right? So what you could do instead is join local groups where you actually interact with others, right? Community groups where like people actually interact in your cities. They talk about sports, they talk about activities, they talk about events, their local coffee shops, whatever. And then you can actually engage, start conversations, and see it as the more conversations that you have with people, because conversation builds relationships, right? And the more relationships you have, the better you have chances of you getting listing appointments and actually getting deals. So the name of the game is basically just to interact with others.